Hello everybody, Sentai Snob here. This time I'm here with another guest. This time it's my friend Whiteblaze.
Hey!
And today we'll be reviewing Tensou Sentai Goseiger. This was last year's Super Sentai, and I gotta say, Whiteblaze, I'm disappointed.
How so?
Well, the season had sort of a cookie-cutter plot, and the big bad was in the presence of the company the whole time, and just sort of stood in the background and just didn't do anything until the last couple of episodes. But
Yeah, that's true.
let's start by talking about our 5 Rangers. We have Alita, the Red Ranger, the eager-eyed sort of leader of the group, Hyde, the knowledgeable one, Agari, the meathead, Monet, his sister, and Eddie, the just as eager-eyed Pink Ranger, who is Alita's childhood friend. Armed with their dual discs, I mean Tensoders, they'll stop the bad guys. Yes, a Yu-Gi-Oh joke was intended for this one, folks.
Well, they do use cards for everything.
Yeah, seriously.
From transformations to, well, memory wipes.
Yeah. It just gets really, really old. And the hierarchy of villains does get really old too. First they fight against the War Stars. That's not the big bad. Then they fight against the Yuma Beasts. That's not the big bad either. Then they fight against the Maturinus Empire. That's not the big bad either. The big bad actually disguises himself as a guy named Bredoran. Forgive me, folks, I'm having camera difficulties today. And it's revealed that he's a guy named Barajira, a guy with a messiah complex.
Issues.
Yeah. Apparently, Barajira was once a former Gosei angel that turned bad. So, yeah, I didn't like this season very much. But let's talk about pros and cons. The big pro is the music. It has some very catchy tunes. At least I think so.
Yeah.
And Nozomu... Go ahead.
When they switch the first theme and theme with the second, the remix version.
And then, you know, Nozomu's actually a pretty decent actor. The And the professor makes for some good comic relief.
Yeah.
And
who was completely clueless till nearly the end.
yeah. He doesn't find out until the last couple of episodes, but I gotta say, if Saban does do this, there are a lot of ties to Mighty Morphin Season 1. Master Head, Zordon. They have a robot named Datus, who's more competent than Alpha 5, to be honest. And, well, overall, the season is pretty bad, and I give it a 1 out of 4. But it could be worse. It could be just a complete mess. At least it has some structure. Whiteblaze, why don't you share your thoughts now?
Well, they did have a lost member, a green Goseiger.
Yeah, Majis.
Well, even though he was part of a flashback, I like to call it the lost member.
Yeah. But I forgot to talk about Gosei Knight.
Yeah.
Gosei Knight
Continue.
was, he's originally a header, which is what makes their Zords for this season. And like in Maji Ranger tradition, he is the Zord.
Yep.
And he wants to purify the earth and doesn't, officially become like an official ally until episode 32. This season kind of moves very slowly, so if you're interested in watching something dramatic, then this is for you. Otherwise, I really wouldn't bother. I'm not trying to be... Well, I am the Sentai Snob, but... Anyways, that's my 2 cents. And join me next time when both Whiteblaze and Jubei Hayabusa will return for my review of Goseiger vs. Shinkenger. We hope you enjoyed this, and have a good one.
Later.